Good morning, everyone. So Arun did an amazing session on all the new technologies which are coming up. So I'm going to pick up one square from that display which he had and focus more on building intelligent enterprise apps. Now, so you can actually reach me at this Twitter ID. If you have any questions, and we also have a booth outside. Where we are showcasing some of the stuff I'm going to talk about. Now, before I go deep into my presentation, this is a legal statement which we have to show because we are a publicly traded company. It basically says, don't make any buying decisions based on what we talk about in this presentation. Please go to our site and look at what are the SKUs available as part of our commercial offering. Now, why did I choose this topic? All of us are excited about AI, ML, deep learning. But people are still struggling how to adopt this in the enterprise space. These are already mainstream in the consumer space. But enterprise and consumer space, they no longer sit in isolation. And that is what my presentation is all about. Today we are in a smarter, a more connected world where there is a customer behind every interaction you make, either in the consumer space or enterprise space. If we look back, this is a typical graph which all of us have seen multiple times. We're talking about a few thousand devices, mainframe devices, dumb terminals. From there, we have moved in a journey towards the cloud. Cloud today is a reality. I remember in 2008, 2009, when in one of my previous organizations, we were trying to convince people to move, lift and shift their on-prem applications to the cloud. It was like, are you serious? Will this really scale? Will my data be secure? I think we have passed all those discussions. Now we have come to a stage where mobility devices, IoT devices, they are pumping so much data and all of them are leveraging the cloud. The networking became cheaper, the chipsets became cheaper, and all of them are connected to each other. And that is the reason mobility and IoT has happened, right? They are sitting on top of the previous revolution which has already happened. Now AI is not a new kid on the block, but now AI is just getting mainstream, right? And AI is again leveraging all the data which IoT devices, mobility devices have generated. Now, does AI sit only in the consumer world? Answer is no. It's going to be more mainstream in the enterprise space. And I'm telling you, total addressable market in enterprise space on AI is going to be much larger than what you'll see in the consumer space. So, why are enterprise apps important? Enterprise apps today have become the heart of enterprise productivity. You cannot think of an efficient enterprise where all the processes are interconnected using some kind of an enterprise app. Now, digital revolution has made sure that the enterprise apps don't sit in isolation. They are not behind the firewalls. Your consumer data is overlaid on top of enterprise apps. We'll see what is happening in that space in a few seconds. And billions of dollars are being still spent on upgrading your traditional enterprise. Are you really serious? You still want to invest all that money behind the firewall? It still amazes me. People are coming out with this private cloud, hybrid cloud. And sometimes I get really frustrated. Do they really understand what cloud means? Are you serious? And it's like even if you put lipstick on top of an old lady, she's still an old lady, right? So enterprise apps are falling behind in technology. They are still in the private space, but the consumer world is exploding. So now it's time for some of us to step back and say that, hey, we need to take learnings from the consumer world and see how we can leverage those in the enterprise space. Now, so what's happening in the enterprise apps landscape? In 90s and 2010, we saw that most of the data was structured. It was locked in a relational database, sitting behind the firewall. Most of the analysis was only statistical analysis being done using data warehousing tools. If we move to 2010 to 2017, things have changed. Enterprise apps, themselves are moving to the cloud. I'm not saying that because I'm from Salesforce, but it's a reality. Look at Workday, NetSuite. People are moving enterprise apps to the cloud, and when they're moving these to the cloud, they're looking at data which is no longer structured data. They're looking at visual data, they're looking at video data, they're looking at speech data. Now, how do you analyze this data? Can you even keep it in relational database? The answer is no. That is where AI and machine learning have to be part of your offering and integrated closely with whatever you do in the enterprise space. Now, today is the age of the customer. Whether you are in the consumer space or enterprise space, the customer interaction is going to drive the success of your application. Now, single view of customer becomes very important. Whether you're talking about the sales cloud, whether you're trying to build a post-sales service community of your customer, whatever data your customer looks at, your admins and employees inside the enterprise have to look at the same data. And the data cannot be just that statistical summary. It has to be insights. It has to be insights into what this customer might probably do in the future. What new offerings I can show to him so that he makes a better buying decision. And when he makes a buying decision, how I can service him better. So even before he becomes a service, he becomes a new customer, how I can offer him new products. And all this is only possible if you have the right ML and AI libraries in place behind the firewall and also in front of the firewall. Now, welcome to the era of new human-computer interaction, where we are going to leverage all the nice things which have been invented in the consumer space and apply them to the enterprise space. Now, how does it really work? As Arun was saying, it's all about large amount of data which is being generated by mobility devices and IoT devices. Now, this data first has to be cleaned. In machine learning, it's all about which features do I want to leverage to build my model. So what is the model in this case? All of us love linear equations, right? For example, y equal to ax plus b. What is the model in this? A and b is my model. X is my input. Y is my output. Now, once I have A and B figured out, I am giving a very simple example. Now, how do you evaluate this model? How do you improve this model? So, this cycle is actually true for any machine learning, deep learning algorithm, whether it's recommendation, clustering, classification, whether it's even dimensionality reduction, right? So, this can be applied to consumer space. The same concept has to be applied to enterprise space. So, we are talking about machine intelligence 3.0. So all this data is coming in and it can be applied to various functions in the enterprise. Sales, service, finance, HR. And plus obviously it has to be domain specific. See here, AI adoption in enterprise will only succeed. There are three important things. One is obviously you have to have the right algorithm in place. Second, you have to have a pipeline, machine learning pipeline, which is productionizable. Third, you have to have the right domain experts in place, who can tell you this algorithm has to be applied on these features. Unless you have all three of them, AI adoption is never going to be mainstream. So let's look at a few examples from CRM space. I made it more generic, make sure this is not a marketing presentation. So sales guys traditionally hate CRM. What is the reason? They have to enter data manually. Every customer conversation, every new lead they acquire, every new lead which becomes an opportunity, they have to go into CRM and manually update it. That is your traditional CRM. There is no, so the real world interaction happens in emails, right, on the phone call. So you are setting up your meetings in calendars. But your CRM transactions are cut off from your real world transactions. Now this is where we as a company thought how we can leverage ML AI to bridge the gap, to make sure our CRM, which is one example of enterprise app, becomes smarter. So that is where we launched the AI tool called Einstein. So I'm just giving this as an example. For example, for a sales guy, the most important thing is which leads should I pursue. If you're in a large enterprise sales team, the biggest challenge is information overload. If my AI algorithm could basically do an auto sort based on a few factors, right? My lead scoring becomes automated. Now a lead becomes an opportunity, a specific opportunity for a particular offering or SKU of a company. Now how I can get insights into my opportunities. So we look at these two examples. Not only that, Even at the account level, see, every account a sales guy has, there's a lot of information floating around that account on the web. So this company acquired somebody else, they are not doing well. If all this news information could be overloaded on top of your account information, you can get account insights without leaving your enterprise app. And that is what we are trying to do at Salesforce. Let's take a look at lead scoring, how it works. So what we do is we take 6 months of lead data, and there is a lead object we have. So these become our features, and from that we build the model. So this model is rebuilt monthly, right? So as a sales guy or even somebody who is using Salesforce, you don't need to first figure out which algorithm should I use for my lead scoring and what should be the overfitting factors, what should be the correction factors, how many iterations should I run this algorithm. All that is taken care of. So you focus on building the business logic for your customer, right, as a developer. And second is, once you have this is updated in an hourly basis. Isn't that awesome? See, AI, ML, all these are awesome technologies, but people don't have data scientists in their team. Only people like Google and Facebook and Amazon can most probably afford those kind of profiles. Now, what does a poor developer do? So the future of AI is that if you provide pre-built algorithms as a service and you just consume those services and tweak those services. Another example is opportunity insight. Very similar to my lead scoring example, here is slightly different. What we are doing is we are overlaying your email and calendar data on top of your opportunity data. What this means, if a sales guy is having conversation with his customer and the customer actually mentioned his competition, the probability of the opportunity closing will go down. And so we are using text analytics to extract all these things and then come up with a score. So with this, you have a smarter enterprise app and you are leveraging all the good work which is already done by people like in the purchase park team, in the TensorFlow team, and we acquired a few companies like MetaMind, and we are leveraging all those services in the house. Now, what about developers? As a developer, you really want to relearn all these algorithms, become a data scientist. So data scientists are actually mathematicians. Even if you are a mathematician, you still need the domain knowledge, right? So our suggestion is, for as an enterprise developer, or even if you are in the consumer space, try to leverage as much ML knowledge or services as there are there already on the cloud. Because even if you choose the algorithm, you have to host it somewhere, right? You have to update it frequently. And sometimes you have to compare the algorithm. And time to market is the key. You don't want to spend months doing the research when your business guy is saying, hey, where is my service? I want an intelligent app, but I want it fast. Now the solution, as I'm giving it this as an example, it's a very generic example, and this is exactly what we are doing at Salesforce. Because you have an enterprise app, for example, CRM. We are pulling data from CRM, also from the social data, also news data. So we have ML service, right? We call it Einstein. You could actually use Watson or something else as well, right? So what we are saying is, leverage whatever is there, and these kind of services help you build model faster. And some of these services also allow dynamically changing the algorithm. Or there could be scores which could be combination of multiple algorithms. Once you have this model in place, send the prediction result back. Now, the success to ML is also how quickly you are able to build your ML pipeline, and you are also able to update the pipeline. So, and this is something which we have learned at Salesforce over a couple of years, and this is the path we have taken. And what we are seeing more and more is that a lot of enterprise companies are also figuring out, hey, this is something which we need to look at very seriously. So with this, we come towards the end of my presentation. To summarize, intelligent apps are a need for both consumer and enterprise space. And you need to leverage cloud, you need to leverage IoT, mobility, and all the AI algorithms which are already in place. Take a very hard look at services like Einstein, Watson, and so on. How can I leverage these ML services and build, or do I really need to build my own deep learning and ML expertise? Because you are trying to redo whatever is already done. But last but not the least, so we are actually showcasing some of these things I talked about in our Trailhead zone. Please visit it. There's also, we have a learning cloud called Trailhead, where you can try Einstein, which is ML as a service. So thanks again for the opportunity. I mean, this is my second time doing a keynote here, and I always love the crowd. Hopefully you have learned something new from this presentation. Thanks again.
Good afternoon, DevOps guys. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Kiran. As she introduced, they all mistake us for sales. Heard about Salesforce before? Yes. All of us? Yes. Okay. So today we are going to talk something about DevOps. It's not something new, but Salesforce has introduced its new feature, which is known as Heroku pipelines. Right? Before we actually discuss about Heroku pipelines, how many of us have actually heard about Heroku? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad. Before the discussion, I would like to let you know that this is a forward-looking statement. Please don't make any purchasing decisions on based on what I say. Right. So Salesforce offers Force.com primarily. That is, at least that is what it has started with. It is a PaaS offering by Salesforce, and it is the most popular PaaS in the world according to Gartner's Magic Quadrant. And it really does some great stuff for developers. What do you mean by a PaaS? It's a platform to build your application, basically. Everything including the infrastructure, database, middleware and stuff have been offered by Salesforce. The only thing that you have to do is use the proprietary languages of Salesforce, which are Apex and Visualforce, and build applications. Now, okay, here's the thing. You have lots of developers in this community. Not all of them like this because they need freedom. They develop on different platforms. They develop on Java, .NET, Python, Ruby, right? You want some freedom as a developer. So Salesforce thought, by the way, Salesforce loves its customers and developers. It wanted to make sure that it has everybody into its platform. That is when Heroku came out. Heroku is a third party. So Heroku is a PaaS of Salesforce which allows developers from different platforms to deploy their applications and work. And that is what we are talking about. Now Heroku just started off as a PaaS where you can deploy applications. But when you have more than 10 developers working on an application or a project, what happens is a lot of stuff gets confused. Right? Do you agree with me? If it's a manual deployment that is happening, doesn't the real stuff get really confused? That is when we started off with the idea Heroku pipeline. What will we learn today? Let's not talk more about continuous integration of Heroku because it's still in beta and testing stage. It's not available readily for use. So basically, continuous integration is a visual, low configuration code system introduced by Heroku. So what we'll see today is how does Heroku pipelines work? What are the different types of staging that we have to build an application and to really deploy it to production, and how we can collaborate as a dev and an announcer. And definitely we'll do a nice demo too. What is continuous deployment? Continuous delivery. It is not same as continuous deployment. It's just not automatically deployed to production, but it has different stages. It has a staging app and it also has a production. So Heroku pipeline is a combination of Heroku apps, combination of applications which share the same code base. So what happens is we have two staging, one staging and one production. Basically you deploy this application staging, make some corrections, integrate your JIT, have a pull request, and when you suggest these changes, the person who is actually making the decision here in this project would push it to staging to production. But before he does that, he also uses review app feature, which we'll see next. This is what I was talking about. So why do we need continuous delivery in the first place? We have infrastructure as service. It's been there for a long time. Basically, when you get an idea these days, it should be executed within a month. especially when you're building mobile applications, what happens is you have an idea, by the time you collaborate with people, by the time you execute it to production and release it in real life, it takes you around 6 to 8 months. Unfortunately, it will be outdated. That is where we want to make the developer's experience seamless, right? Why do we need continuous delivery? It's cheap, on demand, and release frequencies and execution frequencies are really good. So continuous delivery on Heroku is a combination of Heroku pipelines, GitHub integration, review apps, which I'll talk about later in the slides, and Heroku CI. Why use Heroku? It takes care of the infrastructure. Don't worry about the infrastructure. You build your application, you focus more on your idea. That is when you get great outcomes, right? What happens? You have a repository, you have an application in JIT, you deploy it to Heroku, you make some changes in JIT, then these changes are proposed to Heroku. That is when they test it in a review app, which is a temporary environment created to test these applications. That is when it moves to staging and production. Right? It creates complex app environments in seconds so that you can test your app. What is the Heroku flow? As we were talking about before, this is how the Heroku pipelines look like. What happens is, you have the staging environment here. You push the app into this from JIT. That is when you push changes in JIT and enable review apps, which we'll see in the demo very soon. And in this review apps, you will see whether the application is working as per your developer proposed. And if it is as per your expectations, as a stakeholder in the continuous deployment process, what you do is you merge it into the master class. And that is when you deploy it to staging and production. So this is my GitHub account. I will just go to the home page. This is my application. This is a repository where I have the proc file, app.json file, which will actually tell the Heroku pipelines on how to create review apps and how they are used. Now what I would do is, I will go to my Heroku account. There you go. So what I will do is, I will create a new app in Heroku. It's going to be really simple. Let's Bangalore. Just give this app as a Bangalore. Here you go. The app is created. Now you have to connect it to GitHub. So I already have a connection with my GitHub account. So search for that repository. Click on connect. We'll also enable automatic deploys. As soon as you push a change request, inject, it will push the same into Heroku and you will deploy this. So it's detecting the Python app. It's a basic Python app that I've created with Flask framework. It's been deployed to the app. So what you have done till now is you have created a basic app in Heroku, pushed that repository into this application. Now go to the dashboard again and create another app which is going to be used for production in the pipeline. So it's an empty app right now, and this will as value 1. No problem. What we can do is give me a minute. So if you see, you have the staging app already, and now what you do is you have the production app. And you will review this app in a separate browser. Oh, so basically what I did here was I went into the web.py file. Generally it is done locally, but I wanted to do everything in the cloud. So that is why I went into the web.py file in my repository and changed it. So I have it as Bahubali right now. How many of us have watched Bahubali? One. So I will limit his gates. I'm changing the code here. Basically it is going to show the text. I'll create a new branch so that this appears as a pull request after I propose the file change. So I will now create a pull request. And just refresh. I'll move it to production now.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How is this related to Salesforce? I mean, you connected your GitHub account to Heroku.
That's right.
So where is Salesforce in this picture? You started by saying Heroku.
No, Salesforce is Heroku is an offering from Salesforce. It's another PaaS offering from Salesforce along with Force.com. Force.com is a PaaS where you can only use the proprietary languages of Salesforce and build applications. But Salesforce wanted to make it more open to all the developers. So any developer from other platforms can deploy their applications on it. So I will now hit it. Yes. I will create a new branch, commit, propose the file change. And create a pull request, as I said. Now what happens is, there you go, a review app starts running. As soon as you push those proposed file changes, it runs a review app and creates a temporary environment for you to test that application. If it is actually working as per your expectations, you can go ahead with staging and production deployment. Otherwise, you can stop there, make changes. Right? It will not take 5 minutes like IBM Linux, but should happen very soon. Been successfully merged. Let's try. They're still building the app. So as soon as it has been tried in review app, we have merged the pull request and confirm the changes. So what it is doing is, it has proposed those changes to production environment here. And now when you open this app, those changes will occur. Then, so it's happened within a span of 2 months. Jet integration, Heroku, different stagings in pipeline, wherein it has the review app, which spins up temporary environments, and it reflects changes very, very fast. So basically, it makes a seamless experience for all the developers working on the application of the product. So let us continue with the next 2 slides. So before Heroku Flow, as we were discussing, things were complicated, right? Different people propose different changes, wrong code being pushed, or wrong changes being pushed into production directly, application not up. This is not acceptable. That is why Heroku pipeline plays a very critical role. So multiple simultaneous engineering lanes, separate apps for each lane. Engineers making their own apps. Deployments took over an hour. It doesn't take that much in Heroku pipeline. Basically, it makes it very simple. Okay. So, guys, just before I close this presentation off, there's a free learning environment that Salesforce offers, where you can learn about Apex, Heroku, functional side of Salesforce, which is a CRM on Trailer. It's a free and gamified version of learning. Please do visit trailer.salesforce.com. It gives you badges, it gives you points, it makes you a ranger. And also, Bangalore has got the largest Salesforce developer group in the world. You can get into meetup.com, join the developer group, see when these meetups are going to happen, and participate. So you might be a different developer, might be a third-party developer, that really doesn't make a difference. You can always work in tandem with Salesforce environments. And another thing is Heroku also offers third-party database which is Postgres. You can deploy these third-party applications on Heroku and connect it with Salesforce database through Postgres. So it comes as an add-on. Thank you so much.
Okay, alright, so my name is Shashank. I'm a operations manager at Salesforce, and today we're going to talk about Salesforce App Cloud, what it is and how it enables everyone to be able to build apps. Right, so before that, let me tell you that I might make some forward-looking statements about features that are probably not generally available yet. Might be beta, pilot, review. So if you make any buying decisions on Salesforce, either product or stock, please make decisions only based on what's already generally available. Okay? Alright, so modern apps have transformed the way we work and live, right? So who doesn't use mobile apps these days? Uber, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Right, so they're changing the way we are working, and they're changing the way we are living as well. We have Slack and productivity and everything, digital enterprise mobile applications which are more modern in the way they are built and how they are intuitive and stuff. And we at Salesforce also built a bunch of popular business apps, the most popular one being the Sales Cloud, which is a CRM application. And the Service Cloud, which is for service agents and other products like Marketing Cloud, Analytics Cloud, Commerce Cloud, IoT Cloud, which take care of a particular use case, right? So these are basically they don't cover all departments in an organization, right? But every other department as well, be it IT, HR, finance, they also deserve modern apps to be able to be more productive, to be able to probably do the job better. Could be any particular use case that you need an application for, right? But again, it's not easy, right? So you have a company and you have the modern apps, and there's this huge contour in the middle where IT guys might not be able to stretch up to build these kind of modern applications, which are not really that easy to build, right? So there are a bunch of things that you need to take care of to deliver these kind of modern applications. So, how do you bring the power of modern apps to everyone? Be it end user, be it administrator, system administrator, be it a developer, and be it an architect. So, how do you empower everybody with the power to build modern apps? So, for that particular thing, to address something like this, we have introduced the Salesforce App Cloud, which is the platform that empowers the Salesforce applications as well, and it also provides a lot of tools to build apps really fast in much lesser time using clicks or code, clicks and code as well, based on your skill set, right? So how it works is Salesforce itself is an application, and it also is a platform. And you will be able to customize Salesforce to such an extent using the power of this platform to build your own custom applications for any kind of enterprise use cases. And at the same time, people with various skill sets, and all of them should be able to. There's all this spectrum of users and their skills, right? So all of them should be able to build applications in some way. Be it a no-code perspective or low code using some code and some drag and drop or complete custom code, right? So all of these users should be able to build intuitive modern applications for their users. So how do you do that? Salesforce App Cloud empowers you to do that using mainly 3 different things that it offers. Lightning, Force.com and Heroku. We'll see what each of them are. Right, so for an application, what's the first thing a user looks at? Any guesses? User experience, right? The UI, right? So Lightning is the UI platform for Salesforce. It is also the UI that Salesforce uses, and it also is a platform.